Tougher Together Tuesday on a Tuesday night. And the quote is always good, so here's one for you. A great marriage doesn't happen because of the love you had in the beginning, but how well you continue to build love until the end. And my topic on tonight is top 10 reasons people get a divorce in 2025. Alright, man, don't forget to like, share, or subscribe to my channel depending on where you're actually watching it. And then also go ahead and shop at my Printify store. But enough of that, let's get into the video. Okay, so I read this article about the top 10 reasons why people are getting divorced in 2025, and I thought it would be something to actually give to a lot of people so that you can know how to possibly fix these things that you may be facing in your marriage or possibly even in a relationship that hopefully you're planning on getting married down the road. So the number one reason was, of course, infidelity. Oftentimes because of social media platforms and dating apps and all different types of virtual facilities for secret relationships has made it more prominent that people are actually having infidelity and are cheating on their significant other or their partner that they're married to. These increasing numbers have caused more people to actually get a divorce. And so this is one of the number one reasons why people are getting divorced is because of infidelity. Number two was financial issues. Due to a lot of people's spending habits and debt accumulation and even careers being stagnant, this has caused a lot of people to actually get a divorce because of the financial issues that they're actually having with the person that they're actually with, and these things not being resolved. And then also too, them being on two different accords in terms of their spending habits and how they actually would like to spend their money or their ideas of what they want to actually do with their actual money. This has caused a lot of people to actually file for divorce because of how the money is actually being spent or lack thereof, or basically not having enough money in the bank to do certain things. Number three on the list was a lack of communication. Oftentimes, due also to social media, this article states that through social media, a lot of people are lacking communication skills because they're on their phones or they're on their computers most of the time, so they're not actually communicating with the person that they're actually with. And then also just basically due to I guess a time frame of them actually being together, they just stop actually communicating with each other. And because of the lack of communication and misunderstandings and not actually hearing each other out, a lot of people are moving towards getting divorced because they just feel like they're not being heard and there's no communication, and one is doing this thing and the other is doing something else, but nobody's talking to each other. Number four on that list is growing apart. It states that people over time evolve and their priorities and their values actually change over time. So the way that they once were in the past is not how they actually are once time continues to go on. They educate themselves, their priorities change, and the things that they used to do, they don't actually do those anymore. And one person in the relationship or marriage may actually change, and the other one stays the same. And when they say the same, their priorities and how they want to evolve or how they want to go about their lives actually causes conflicts with them because one is changing things and the other one is staying the same, and they're not actually on the same page. So then instead of growing together, they start actually growing apart, which causes issues in the marriage which eventually forces them or makes them move towards getting an actual divorce. Another one was unrealistic expectations. Also, this mentions that due to social media, a lot of people feel unrealistic expectations to do certain things. So maybe it's you going on a vacation for your anniversary to the nice beach where you can just come out your room and walk on the sand. Oftentimes, seeing other people doing things like that pushes the wife or the husband to want to do something like that, or just having a nice night out on the town, going to somewhere fancy or nice. Seeing other people actually do these things through social media is pushing people to actually get a divorce. And then not only social media, but seeing other people on TV and on shows do certain things that they wish they can actually do with their person that they're actually married with, pushes people to say, well, you know what, I want that life. And they start thinking that they should have what they see on the screen or what they're seeing through their computers. And this pushes them to want to actually file for divorce. Number 6 was the lack of intimacy. It talks about that a lot of people, once getting married, they actually lack physical and emotional intimacy. They stop actually communicating with each other. And then due to possibly busy schedules that they have now, or their schedules aren't the same as it once was before, it makes it hard for them to actually have time for each other physically and emotionally. So the intimacy between them starts to fall off because they have such busy schedules, or then too, due to health reasons, one of the partners may not be able to do the things that they used to do due to health reason, maybe them not being able to perform the way that they actually used to do. This causes issues and forces people to actually get a divorce. Number 7 is mental health issues. One of the big things in our society today is mental health. When you look at the United States, there's a lot of people who are dealing with mental health issues. This could be based on the loss of a loved one, past issues or dramas, or traumas or drama that they may have had from the past. This has caused a lot of people to be really in their head a lot and not able to think straight or clearly because of the things that's going on in their head and how they're feeling mentally. Now, because of that, this has bled over into a lot of people's marriages, where some of these things may not actually be detected in the beginning parts of their marriage or their relationship before they actually get married, but then it bleeds over later on, and these things start to come up, and these things start to have an effect on the actual marriage. So knowing where your partner's mental health is very important. Now, some of the things too that kind of affect their mental capability or stability is being married to someone who's a narcissist. Someone who is a narcissist and brags about themselves all the time. Often, this article talks about them not being able to know what the other person's going through, and then it makes the other person feel less important, and it makes them feel down about themselves more often than not. Then also too, it talks about depression and people being depressed due to any kind of issues that may get them down, and them not changing over time, and they stay depressed, and they start getting depressed in a relationship, and they don't want to do anything, don't want to go anywhere, don't want to talk, don't want to do anything, and they just stay depressed, and it makes the other person in the marriage actually start feeling like, hey, there's nothing I can do, I'm with this person, but they're just down all the time and they're depressed, and it starts to make a wedge between the two people because the other person is so depressed. Then also too, a person who is bipolar. So once the person that is with them finds out that they're bipolar, this causes issues because they're never the same person. So one minute they could be happy and joyful, and then the next minute they could be angry and maybe even physical. So this causes issues with marriages, and due to the other person trying to figure out which person they're going to have each and every day or night, it causes an issue, and a person eventually decides to get a divorce because they don't know if they can stand their bipolar partner that they're with, because they never know how they're going to actually be. Okay, number 9, addictions. Now, most addictions could be possibly drugs. So, a person addicted to a certain type of drug, and them actually taking this type of drug all the time, which may causes issues because they're not thinking how they normally may actually think, and they're doing things that they normally wouldn't do, or whenever they're on this type of drug, this causes them to act out, this causes them to get physical, or maybe even verbally hurt their partner, or it may just actually causes them to actually not do the stuff that they should be actually doing in the marriage because they decide to do something else, or they're too high to actually get things done that they should be actually getting done. Now, it doesn't only just apply to drugs, it also applies to addictions to possibly pornography or to sex, and maybe them starting to sleep around on their partner because of their addictions to sex, or even them not actually liking the person that they're actually with because of their addiction to pornography, and them actually not looking at the person that they're with and actually feeling that connection with them anymore. Then also too, it could be addictions to gambling, which causes them to actually start wasting the family's money because they're gambling the money away, and each and every time they get more money, they try to use it to actually win back the money that they have lost in the past, which this, as we talked about earlier, causes financial issues. So addictions not being addressed and being solved or actually fixed causes a lot of issues in marriages, which helps to lead people to actually get a divorce. Now, number 10, and last but not least, is cultural and society pressure. Certain marriages and relationships go through a lot of pressures to do the things that society tells them to actually do, or where society tells them they should actually be in their life. So meaning that it could be the pressure of actually owning and actually having a house. Certain people will say, hey, at this age you should have a home, you should have an actual house, you guys should be doing this. At this age, you guys should be making this type of money. You guys shouldn't be making money like that. Or it could be, hey, your wife should be doing this. Your wife should be cooking for you. Your wife should be cleaning. The house shouldn't look a certain way. Or your husband should be actually doing things for you and making sure that anything you need, he actually provides. He should be giving you money, and he should be helping you out so that you don't actually have to spend or any money that isn't coming from him, and you shouldn't be actually working. So different things like this that society tells us are from your culture that you're actually in. Let people know that they should be doing certain things, and when these things aren't actually happening, and other people in their families or possibly friends start getting into their ears, this pushes people to actually want to get a divorce because they're saying, hey, my man isn't actually being a man, or my woman is not actually being a woman, and they're not holding up to the duties of a wife or a husband. So this leads them to actually get a divorce. Now, I just went through these top 10 reasons why people get a divorce in 2025. If you think that there was one that wasn't on this list that they possibly left out, leave a comment and let me know which is another one that was probably left out of this top 10. And then also too, for those of you who are married and are going through issues or problems, or maybe some of your things were on this actual list, you should look at ways on how you can actually fix those things. And maybe I'll probably do a video on how you can actually fix some of those things. But as always, two are better than one if two function as one. So stay together. Don't get a divorce.